Hello and welcome to the PEDDERS Suspension and Brakes Outer East Football Netball Show, brought to you by Gameface. I'm Aidan Miller, and once again, alongside me in the studio is Steph Barkers. Good afternoon, Steph.
Good afternoon, Aidan. We are back again. We've just had round one. There were some incredible matchups, some great stories, and we have plenty to talk about today.
We most certainly do. Coming up in this episode, we bring you all the latest news across our competition.
Ones to Watch is back. We'll tell you who you should be keeping your eye on this season.
Match of the Round preview for this week's Match of the Round between Gembrook-Cockatoo and Mount Evelyn.
And we have so many interviews. So we don't have a guest in the studio this week because we spoke to so many players over the weekend. So as an example, we had Alex Bantock and Jess Occhipinti from Upwey-Tecoma after their win over Healesville.
Interview with Brooke Erickson from Healesville's A-grade netball side after their win in round one over Upwey-Tecoma. Also a chat with Rodney van Riet from Healesville's senior side after their win over Upwey-Tecoma in round one.
And finally, the brother duo from Wandin, Chayce and Cayden Black.
And of course, a huge thank you to PEDDERS Suspension and Brakes, our partner for the Outer East Football Netball Show for 2025.
Okay, let's get into some news. Making news this week, we wanted to say congratulations to Georgia Priestley, who recently completed the AFL Vic Unpowered program. So Georgia was one of just 7 Victorian umpires selected to participate in the program. And now Georgia and her twin sister Taylor are junior umpire coaches for Outer East Football Netball.
In partnership with Eastern Health and Monash Health, we're supporting local clubs to create healthier, family-friendly cultures. On May 7th from 6:30pm to 7:30pm, there will be a free online workshop where you can give your feedback on messaging around reducing alcohol, smoking and vaping in our community. If you'd like to attend, email Brendan, development@outereastfn.com.au.
We would like to take the time now to congratulate our new chair of the Outer East Football Netball Board, Mark Sargent. So for anyone who doesn't know Mark, he's been a part of our commission/board for over 10 years and he'll now be stepping into the chair role moving forward. He's a successful community builder, having managed not-for-profit roles in sports, recreation, camping, childcare, and the social justice sectors. And he's an experienced CEO and company secretary, having led YMCA Services Australia for 15 years before retiring in 2020. So congratulations, Mark, and we're excited to have you as our new chair.
We'd also like to welcome our newest board member, Steve White. Steve is a current member of Victoria Police, has a strong understanding of the region and a background in local sport, having been an umpire and taken lead roles in judicial panels across community sport.
Last but not least, please make sure you follow our new Instagram at Outer East Football Netball to stay up to date with our competition. Okay, well, Ones to Watch is back. I'm going to throw it over to you to pick someone from senior footy from the weekend.
First player we're going to take a look at this week is Taylor Gibson of Woori-Alec in round one versus Emerald. He had 24 disposals, 10 contested marks, 11 goals, and was the 2024 leading goal kicker for Premier Division.
Not a bad start to the season for Taylor, that's for sure. From a women's footy point of view, I wanted to take a look at Scarlett Henderson. So Scarlett was a 2024 Premiership player at Monbulk. Obviously, unfortunately, Monbulk have folded their women's side for this season, so she's now gone over to Warburton Westburn. Scarlett only started playing last season and on her debut kicked 4 goals, which was already pretty incredible, but she kicked 8 goals on the weekend against Officer. So a great start for her. She was one that we talked about last season, and I think she'll continue being one to watch this year.
Most certainly. From a netball perspective, Ava Upton for Mount Evelyn. She's moved across to the Rovers, of course, for this season. It was her first game for Mount Ev against her old side, Wandin. She scored 22 goals and she was the best player on court for the day.
Time now for our junior corner. Thanks to Yarra Valley Water, let's take a look at our junior competitions and what's been going on. First and foremost, I wanted to recognise our junior player of the week, who is Joey from Wandin Junior Football Club. So I was there on Sunday. He showed great sportsmanship. He was patting his teammates on the back, giving them high fives, giving them encouragement and compliments, and then from the midfield, ran towards the goals, started going sort of sideways, and I thought, what's he doing here? Kicked a ripping snap goal. Under 9s, unbelievable. So I had to give it to him, Junior Player of the Week. He played an amazing game, and he's our Junior Player of the Week for this week.
Oh, well done, Joey. For some more news, Seville have their first under-13 girls team this year, and they had a win in round one. Check out this video of them singing the song after the game. This is what it's all about.
time now for our match of the round preview.
Heartbreak. The Rovers know this all too well. The excitement of making finals, but the agony of bowing out. A one-goal grand final loss. Redemption. This year, the Brookers look to make their mark. New football recruits and new netball coaches. They're ready to compete. Even this early in the season, these two clubs have everything to play for. Who will step out from the shadows and take the crown? It's the Rochford Match of the Round. Firstly, we need to eat our words because we both tipped Upwey-Tecoma in the A grade and senior footy match of the round, and we were both wrong. So well done to Healesville. It was a fantastic start to their campaign in Premier Division for the first time in 6 years, and Steph and I will have to eat the humble pie. Absolutely.
So in the netball, really, Healesville was sort of, once they got that 10 goals up, that didn't really stop the whole game. They had a lead the whole time. They played very well. It felt like a team game to me. Equal contribution from everybody. And it must feel pretty good to be coming up into Premier Division and getting some points on the board nice and early.
It was really impressive as well. Armay Heath made her debut playing wing defence and goal defence, only 17 years of age as well. So really good to see her get out there, and she definitely had a bit of an impact when she was on court. And Upwey definitely challenged at times, but Healesville just always had the answers. Every time they get maybe 3 or 4 goals consecutively, the Tigers, the Bloods just always responded. And as you said, Steph, they were just a bit too strong on the day.
Absolutely. And then when we look at the footy as well, I think probably a lot of Healesville's new players this season made quite an impact. I was particularly impressed by Rodney, who we had a chat to after the game. Just the way he was directing everybody and the communication on the field, I thought was really impressive and really helpful for Healesville.
A couple of guys up forward as well. Hugo Munn with 2 goals in the last quarter. Aidan Rouse had 3 by half time as well. So those guys did a really big job in getting them set up. And then Rodney was just fantastic all day. We didn't actually know what his name was until after half time because we didn't actually have his name on the team list. So it was a little bit unfortunate for him because he was a bit of a mystery player, but he was fantastic.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's now get into this week's Match of the Round preview, which is Gembrook-Cockatoo and Mount Evelyn.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the footy first, Steph. Both teams are coming off round 1 defeats. Bit of a heavy one for Mount Evelyn. It probably, we don't need to go into that too much. Gembrook-Cockatoo going down by 38 points, although maybe could have been a bit more. Bantock were a little bit accurate, kicking 10 goals, 24 on the afternoon. So Bantock probably would have wanted to kick a bit straighter. But anyway, the last time these two sides played, it was the Brookers who had a win by 39 points, 8-11-59 to 2-8-20 on a day that was absolutely hammering down with rain, but they really handled the conditions well. It's going to be a little bit different this week, because I think the forecast is about 30 degrees and sunny, so we will see what happens there. Most certainly, pretty hot for footy, that's for sure. Cricket weather, you would have to say. Key matchups I'm looking out for: Damien Volter probably head-to-head with Damon Kift, 2 of the starting midfielders for both of those teams. And they'll both want to come out and make amends for last week. And I reckon Ben Schultz or Gembrook-Cockatoo will have the job on Cal Urquhart up forward. From a netball perspective, going back to round 1, Mount Ev did have a win over Wandin. We did mention that before, by 10 goals. Gembrook-Cockatoo heavyish defeat, 85-20 against Monbulk. Of course, the Hawks are looking pretty good this season to start off. The last time these two sides played, it was Mount Ev won 43-13, and also a game that poured down with rain, and a game that did conclude a little bit early because of the heavy conditions. Some of the matchups: Holly Burton probably head-to-head with Kayla Swindle, of course, who was named to the 23 and under VNL Team of the Year as a mid-quarter. She's moved back into the mid-court after playing in goals the last couple of seasons, so really good to see Kayla get a run through the mid-court. And Briley O'Neill, she's going to be probably playing goal shooter for Gembrook-Cockatoo. She's going to have to try and find a way around Caitlin Black, which is always a tough assignment.
Absolutely. Well, I am really looking forward to both those matchups. And if it's going to be a nice sunny day, it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top there. So
no excuses for either team.
No excuses. All right. Let's go with tips. So we'll start off with the footy. Who are you going to go with?
Footy could be evenish. It's a little bit of a tricky one, but I think, despite the heavy loss, I think Mount Ev will make amends. I think I will go Mount Ev by maybe 2 or 3 goals, but I think it'll be close.
I think this time around I'm actually going to disagree with you. I'm going to go with Gembrook. I think it'll be very, very close. I'm thinking under 10 points, but I think Gembrook are just going to get
fair enough.
Yeah. All right. What about Netball?
Going to go with Mount Ev in the netball. I think they'll continue on their form. So, good win against Wandin, who are a quality opposition, as we know, and I think they'll keep that going against Gembrook.
I am going to agree with you there. I think Mount Ev are going to have a really strong season, and looking obviously it's very early, but I would say they're probably my tip at the moment for premiers. So I think they're going to be hard to beat for anybody this season.
Yeah, I think I have to agree. I think that'd be my early tip for premiers as well.
Yep.
Remember as well, if you haven't subscribed to Local Footy Hub yet, make sure you download the app, sign up and subscribe. Our Local Footy Hub match this week will be available to those Local Footy Hub subscribers, and that game will be between Yarra Glen and Belgrave.
Since 1950, PEDDERS have understood that every customer's journey is different, but our solution remains the same, to get you where you want to go as safely as possible. We believe it's not just the destination that matters, but also the journey, and we are committed to creating better journeys for everyone.
Okay, well, it's time now for some special guests. As we mentioned, we had a chat to lots of players over the weekend, but first and foremost, I had a chat with Jess Occhipinti and Alex Bantock from Upwey-Tecoma. I'm here with Jess Occhipinti, who is our Division 1 League Best and Fairest in 2024, and Alex Bantock, who is captain of Upwey-Tecoma. Guys, you've just had a win in round 1. Is it good to get one on the board nice and early?
Yeah, it feels good. It feels good. Last time we beat Healesville was in the
22 grand final.
22 grand final.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while, so it feels good to get one on the board first game and one back after the grand final for sure.
And you unfortunately lost to the prelim in last year to Healesville, so is it nice to sort of get one back?
Yeah,
back on top?
Yeah, it always feels good.
Yeah, nice. All right, what are some goals you have going into this season? I know, as we just said, lost out in the prelim, but is it to go that one step further and be in the grand final this season?
I think it's everyone's goal to get to the grand final, really, but yeah.
Just trying to get there as a whole team. Like, we were killed with injuries last year, and this year we've got a really strong side. Just keep the team together and keep training well, and hopefully get the cup at the end.
Yeah, exciting. Yeah. What about from a personal point of view, Jess? I know you kind of won League Best and Fairest, so is there anything you can do better? Is there anything you want to improve on?
Yeah, everyone can always improve, so just have another good season, go hard, train well,
Awesome. What about you, Alex? You got any goals?
Probably just stay on the field, don't get injured would be a good one.
Yeah.
Just keep the team together. Love playing with Eddie here. It's nice. A tall and a small combo is always great. So
yeah, keep the old bodies in good shape.
What was the messaging going into this game today?
It was pretty much just implementing everything we've put into training. Like, we've had fantastic numbers, and we've actually got some rotations, so we can actually get a game plan together this year and be consistent with that. So just keep our on-field messaging positive and get some goals.
Lovely. And exciting new recruits, tell me about them.
Oh, okay, there's a few really good ones. We've got 4 debuting today. One brand new who's playing in the Riet cast. You may have seen her out there, pretty tall, great mark. Sez and Kiz have come into the midfield. They're super quick, a bit of youth is going really, really well. But the most exciting one is young Maddie Roach. We've got her older sister in the team. She came up to the juniors, so Dak, but it's lovely to have the two of those playing together.
Yeah.
Our sister combo is unstoppable, so very exciting.
Well, thank you so much for having a chat to me. Best of luck for the rest of the season, and we'll be keeping an eye out.
No worries. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Second interview was with Brooke Erickson from Healesville's A-grade netball side.
All right, well, I'm here with Brooke Erickson. Healesville have just had their first win of the season, and it's your first one in Premier Division. Is it nice to sort of get one on the board nice and early?
100%, yeah. Very proud of the girls. The effort they put in was amazing. We sort of came in with no expectations, just wanted to play our game and see how we went, and very happy with the outcome. It was good.
It feels like it really was a team win, sort of everyone was contributing.
Yeah, 100%.
What was sort of your messaging going into this game against Upwey-Tecoma?
Just everyone put in 110% at all times. I think our first quarter was really well, and then we sort of dropped off a little bit, but bringing it back in that last half was good, and just keeping the pressure on at all times.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you had a pretty good lead through the whole game, so did you feel fairly secure out there?
Yes and no, a little bit, but when they started bringing it back a bit, we're like, all right, we really need to get into gear here, and turn it around again. It was good to see the girls be able to do that.
Perfect. And then what are your goals for the rest of the season? I know it's only round 1, but being in a new division, what are you looking forward to?
We just really want to be as competitive as possible this year. Obviously, haven't played any of these other teams in a really long time. So just going out there and giving it 110% every week, that's our plan. Perfect.
Well, thank you so much for having a chat to me, Brooke, and best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you so much.
Next up, had a chat with one of Healesville's new recruits, Rodney van Riet, after their round 1 win over Upwey-Tecoma. Well, we're joined today by Rodney van Riet from Healesville after their terrific round 1 win here by the Bloods. And Rodney, how'd you see that win?
Yeah, it was a really good win to kick off the season. Obviously, lots of unknowns coming in. We weren't quite sure how round 1 was going to go off a bit of a truncated pre-season and a few late inclusions. But to be able to come out on the home deck against a good quality team who finished 4th last year, hopefully it holds us in good stead for the rest of the year.
Yep. Obviously, you're new to the side yourself, mate, but we've seen plenty of new recruits coming in. How have the coaches been able to kind of mould all the players into the side? It's been a lot of changes.
Yeah, it certainly has. We're fortunate enough we've got a group that train in Melbourne once a week, every Wednesday. So us core group, about 8 of us, have got to really sort of know each other. We've been trying to get up here at least at a minimum every second week to really integrate with the club. And all the boys have sort of been really good. So, messaging us and making us feel inclusive of the group. So it's been an easy transition in. And I think that obviously showed today with the connection that a lot of the new boys had with the guys that have been here a long time.
What were some of the messages from the coaches coming into the game?
Yeah, just about attacking, playing Bloods football. Obviously, I'm new, so I got a bit of an education on that. So just hard football over the contest, get numbers to the ball, and hopefully, whilst it's been a truncated pre-season, we've all done the hard yards. That hopefully we'll be able to eventually wear them down, and that showed at the end of the day, being able to kick away at the end.
Now, you're coming from Deer Park yourself. How have you found transitioning into this Healesville side so far?
Yeah, really good. So. City football to country football is a bit different. I'm originally from Seymour, so I'm a country lad myself. So to be back here with the atmosphere, there's just something different about playing in the country. And Healesville's really sort of got that. Everyone, my first training up here, everyone come up and introduce myself. It's like you're sort of being part of the family already. And the Melbourne boys that have come up, I think they're finding the same. It's just a different culture, and it's really inclusive. So I just absolutely loved it, to be honest.
I can imagine the coaches must have been pretty happy with you, mate. You were pretty busy all day.
Yeah. Look, the coach was happy with the whole team. We had a few standouts, particularly down back. But the most exciting thing is I think we had sort of, 3 kids that are under 18 today, and they all really stood up. And, at the end of the day, that's the future for the club. That's how, you continue to succeed. And so to come in and see those boys, gain valuable experience in a win is just amazing.
How important is it for the belief of the playing group to get a win, in particular against a final side like Upwey-Tecoma last year? How important is that just for the confidence?
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. As I said, they're a quality team. Obviously, they finished 4th last year, so they're about to finals. And our aim, we didn't want to just come up and sort of go back down. So to get a win like that today against a quality opposition, I think it's going to hold us in good stead for the rest of the year.
The last interview for the show was with Chayce and Cayden Black of Wandin. Had a chat with them after their really big win over Mount Evelyn in round 1. Well, I have with me the 2 Black brothers of Wandin, Chayce and Cayden, after a terrific round 1 performance. Boy, such a dominant display. Did you see that coming?
No, not really, to be honest. I think we just went in and, everyone just wanted to play their role and executed it really well today.
And for me, it was my first run in the Outer East and playing with Chayce. It was really good. I wasn't quite sure on what to expect, but it was a real good day for the boys. Obviously, we played pretty well and couldn't really pick a better way to start the season. Boys, we saw the magnets being swung around a lot today. Everyone seemed to be playing everywhere. You two both were playing in the middle, but we even saw you go forward. You were playing off the half-back line a little bit. Was that spoken about a lot during the pre-season?
Yeah, I think, during the pre-season, we knew that we had some recruits coming in that were actually midfielders. So we knew that the magnets were going to have to get moved around a bit to kind of utilise our best players where they can be in their secondary position, which for some of us it's forward, and then for Chayce and some of the other boys it's back. But I think today worked really well. Obviously, it's a great start, and I think the magnets were moved perfectly.
Chayce, a couple of players who were missing today. We got Clint Johnson, who's retired. We didn't see Daniel Hurst today. How important was it just trying to fill the void with some of those new recruits that we saw today?
Yeah, they were definitely holes to fill.
Yep.
They were definitely valued in our team the past few years, and it was nice to be able to get a few recruits to fill those holes. Great start to the season, and hopefully carry the momentum now. So,
Cayden, obviously your first game with Wandin here today, mate. How have you found fitting into the side? Obviously with South Belgrave the last couple of years. How have you felt so far at your time at Wandin?
Yeah, it's been great. It's been really good. I think from the first kind of session that I had, the boys super welcoming. You can tell the one motto that they kind of had when I came in was that they're a group of mates and they love playing footy together.
and that's all I really see.
One of the things that really impressed me about today's game, usually in some of these more one-sided affairs, we do tend to see teams take the foot off the pedal, but you really had the foot on the throttle the whole time. Was that the message at three-quarter time, just to keep the pressure on?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was half-time. Start of the game, we knew first 10 minutes, got to come out hard. And then in half-time in the rooms, exact same message. And then at three-quarter time, the boys said that previous seasons that they sometimes do drop off in the end.
Yep.
But yeah, so the message was just foot on the throat. We're going to try and kick 200 points, is what we said.
Was one of those messages at three-quarter time to make sure that Aaron Mullen kicked 10 goals, because it looked like there was a real focus to get it to him?
Round 1 last year, he kicked 9.
Yep.
So we wanted to get him 10 last year, and then I think he finished with 9 again today. Yeah, so it was one short. So, it wasn't really a message, but I think it was probably something that was going through all of our heads to try and get him that extra one.
Well, that pretty much wraps up all there is to talk about on the Pedders Suspension and Breaks Outer East Football Netball Show this week. Remember, if there's anything you'd like to see in the show, make sure you leave a comment down below. Steph, thank you for joining me in the studio.
Thanks for having me.
For all the viewers out there, don't forget to get your game face on.